Did you know that there are times when a professional truck driver must absolutely refuse to drive a truck? Hello, this is Vicki Simons with TruckDriversMoneySavingTips.com. In this video, I'll be sharing 2 examples of truckers who refuse to drive and why, what happened as a result, and why these situations are important to you. Stay tuned. My husband Mike knew a trucker who was forced to put his rig out of service when his trucking company failed to act in time to keep the trailer both safe and legal. It was a showdown that should never have happened because previously the trucking company had a written captain of the ship policy in their own handbook, and the trucker had already experienced the negative consequences of driving a company-issued truck, which the company refused to keep maintained, that was found to be out of compliance during a CVSA brake inspection. In this trucker's written communication to his company, he cited the exact Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulation as the main reason why he was going to have to put his truck out of service, and stated that he would be protected under the Federal Surface Transportation Assistance Act, which protects truckers who blow the whistle on and refuse to drive in unsafe conditions. You had better believe that this communication got the company's attention, and they made it right. Yes, the trucker lost the pay associated with miles and drops the day that he out of service the trailer, but never again, as long as he worked for that trucking company, did they ever disrespect him for meeting the needs for preventive maintenance, truck parts, or tools and equipment on his company-issued vehicle. Cynthia Ferguson, who was a 9-year trucking veteran at the time, refused to drive her rig because of safety issues associated with winter weather. She was fired and later vindicated. According to one source, the whistleblower provisions in the STAA protect commercial truck drivers who are retaliated or discriminated against because they refuse to drive under dangerous conditions. OOIDA's Landline magazine carried an article that listed the judge's recommendations and orders and the cost to her trucking company, the list of which you see here. There have been numerous other cases of whistleblowing truckers. What is a whistleblower? A whistleblower discloses information he or she reasonably believes evidences any of the following. Why do trucking companies ask truckers to violate law or safety? Sometimes the eagerness of trucking companies, or those who work for them, to get freight delivered overrides their common sense in making sure that it is done safely and lawfully. Each professional truck driver is responsible for the operation of the truck entrusted to his or her care. If it is dangerous to drive, then driving should not be attempted. If you're being pressured to drive anyway, a good dose of whistleblowing may be needed. You may reference the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's rules and regulations anytime online. Certain criteria must be met in order for you to have standing under the whistleblower laws. You can't just refuse to do your job because you don't want to do it. And if it's the case that you're not used to driving in certain areas or weather conditions, you may want to either hire on with a different company that has freight going to different areas, or you may not want to become a truck driver at all. Here are some money-saving tips to bear in mind. You as a professional truck driver are responsible for the rig that you drive. Never drive a truck when something on it is illegal or out of compliance. Make it both safe and legal. Keep a written record of when you have maintenance done on your truck. If you as a trucker are driving a company-issued truck and you suspect or know that it needs maintenance, stand firm in your resolve not to move the truck until it is roadworthy. If you have to stage a showdown and put your truck out of service to make your point, do so. Do not be intimidated. The STAA is there to protect you in matters like that. If you take a rig out on the road that you know is not safe and legal and you are involved in an accident, not only could you lose your job, you could also lose your trucking career or your life. Never bow to the wishes of someone inside your company when he or she wants you to do something illegal or unsafe. In the USA, the whistleblower laws are in place to protect you. The United States Department of Labor has a special website called whistleblowers.gov with all the details about employee protections under the Surface Transportation Assistance Act. If you are asked to do something illegal or unsafe on the job, mention this to your supervisor. If he or she will not listen to you, you may wish to pursue the matter one management level up. If you're being asked to do something unsafe, you may wish to appeal to your trucking company's safety director. I've covered just 2 examples of when truckers should absolutely refuse to drive, when a truck is not safe or legal to drive, and when weather conditions were not safe to drive in. There may be many more. Remember, you as the professional truck driver are the person who is going to be driving the truck, taking the load, navigating the highways, etc. Make sure your rig is safe, legal, and in compliance, and make sure that it is safe to drive. Protect yourself, all of your things in the truck you're driving, the trailer you're pulling, the load you're carrying, and the motoring public driving around you. Don't risk your life, your CDL, your career, or get stung financially just because you feel intimidated. My husband Mike and I wish you safe travels and lots of money-saving opportunities on the road.